A financial vision board is a map and it is a compass to get you to where you want to go and not just drift along and let circumstances decide your life. So it's important to really sit down, think about it, and make a list of what's actually important and what you actually want in your life. Get really clear about what it is that you want. Maybe you want to buy a house, or perhaps you are longing to have a baby and you would love to do that in the next few years. Perhaps you just want to get married, a wedding with a lovely honeymoon. Whatever your goal is, sit down and either write a list or you can make a mind map if that's easier for you and just generate ideas that way. So in my case, it really has helped me in the last few years. You see, here's a vision board I made when I wanted to buy my first home. And I have made vision boards every year, physical ones. So sometimes I'm using, like in this case, just some paper. This is for acrylic painting, actually. Um, Today I'm going to use a poster board or a mounting board. So it's a bit thicker and a little bit bigger. I have a lot of pictures I want to place on this. So for me, I really want to have a pet. So you can see a lot of pictures of cats. And what's really important is that it doesn't have to be the perfect image of what you want, but it has to give you that feeling, that warm and lovely feeling that you want when you have that. So it doesn't matter if it's the right dog or whatever. You can see I want some chickens here and I would love to have a vegetable garden. So the garden doesn't have to look like that, but I want to have that feeling of abundance. And I want to see the dog sleeping on the bed and be cozy. And this is my vision for my garden. So all of this is financial because, of course, it costs you money to actually build this. So I would love to have a healing place in my garden, maybe some place to sit and water features. So I also want to work on my own business. This woman is a little bit too corporate, actually, now that I'm looking at it. This girl is lovely because it's a wellness business I'm thinking of, but she is a bit more of an employee. This is Lacey Phillips, someone I really admire. This one is, I think it's from a podcast, but I just love the vibe. And there's Lacey Phillips again. She's the founder of To Be Magnetic. That's Saima from Goddess Reclaimed, I think. It's the YouTube channel. And this is something I've already achieved. Not quite looking like that, but nearly. And then we have the emergency fund. And I would love to start with a 12,000, in my case, euros emergency fund. This is a nice picture of someone in a beautiful car. And then this is again my business, the wellness business. So I start by just laying everything out. So I collected these from Pinterest or from Google or from wherever. So this is just for me privately. You do it whichever way you want. I personally think it's much better to do it with photographs and cutting them out and placing them on a board and then having it in a visible spot in your home. But if you really don't want to do this, if you're really thinking digital is the way to go, by all means, do what works best for you. I think the physical is actually a lot of where the magic is actually happening. So I'm just moving things a little bit around. And again, the most important point is, how does this make you feel? And this has a lot to do with, what's truly important to you. What are you working towards and what are your values? And take your time, get some clarity on your list before you start collecting pictures. And they don't have to be gorgeous pictures. It's more, as I said, that feeling you want to invoke. Like when I'm looking at those photographs, I'm seeing this lush garden and I have this lovely sense of relaxation and healing, and I can imagine myself sitting there or strolling through it. And the same with the cats and the dogs. Now, they're not the exact breeds I'm sometimes thinking about, but they just look very cozy, and it's the homely thing, right? That's the emotion is what's gonna make this magical. And if you don't think about your goals, if you don't get really clear on what is it that you actually want, there's a danger that you just drift along and waste your time. And, in the end, someone else is making the decisions for you. You let circumstances or other people's agendas decide. So I think this is the only way to stay on track is to get clarity of what you actually want. And so I placed them. I decided which one to discard, which ones I want to focus on. So a new to me car is a paid off car is very important. And then these wonderful business women and the vegetable garden or self-sufficiency garden would be ideal. And then the wellness business. So once I've decided where to place them, I will now glue them in place and take my time deciding. So definitely I would say it's important that once you're finished with this vision board, you should really place it in a spot where you see it often. You should look at it really every day. It shouldn't be part of the furniture, so to speak, because making the vision board and then putting it in a drawer can be very disappointing. I mean, sometimes it can work because it's really on your mind and you might achieve things, but I think it works a lot better if you keep it front of mind, and you will see that this vision board will then inform all your choices. So instead of going for a coffee that I could make at home to, better quality at home, instead of getting a takeaway coffee, I will save that money because I will think about the things that I want in my life. I want to have the garden. I want to work on my business. So instead of scrolling on the phone needlessly, I will just work on my business, things like that. And it keeps you on track with your goals, and it really makes you, it gives you great focus. So it gives you, as I said, it gives you a map and a compass. And now you have to plan your path to get there though, So it doesn't end with the vision board. The vision board is just clarity and the map. So you know the destination, you know where you want to go. So I would say don't put it in a drawer, don't put it away. I have done this before as well. Another mistake I see people make is to take pictures that just look well. They look beautiful, but they don't have that emotional connection with you. So how do you want to feel? So your core desires, your true feelings, what do you want? So the desired feeling you want. So it's not the thing itself. It's not the house that it has to look a certain way. It's that feeling of homeliness, your own place, the safety, the haven. Maybe it's I had a lot of pictures of trees as well when I was vision boarding for my first home, because one of the reasons I wanted my own place was to be able to plant trees. And you can you can plant them, but they might not if you're renting an apartment, of course. So get some clarity on what is the trigger, what is it really, what's the underlying thing, like your core values, your core desires, what do you really want? And the vision board is really like a bridge between your thoughts and your future. That's something very powerful. So I like to look at mine every morning, and I will do some financial planning as well, because it's not just dreaming and visioning and manifesting, and people do different things. It's the actions that follow. It's what you're actually doing with that. Will I actually do a budget? For example, I really want to have pets, as I said. So really what I need to do if I want to bring this forth, if I want to bring this into my life and make it a reality, I have to add a line item on my budget for cats and for chickens and for dogs, or for the garden. So the emergency fund is the same thing. It has to be I have to have trackers. I have to have goals. I have to plan my way on getting to the destination I'm looking to get to. Otherwise, this is just wishful thinking. So it's your feelings, it's your emotional connection to these images that matters. There are a lot of books about manifesting, Neville Goddard and others talking about the wish fulfilled. So staying in that feeling of how would you feel if you already had this, but you can think in practical terms, how would you act if you already had this? Like, what kind of person would you be if you already had 12,000 in the bank, or your full emergency fund, or your paid off car? I would think that you'd be a very disciplined person that doesn't, to get there, you would have had to work hard, and you would have had to make some sacrifices and let go of some things to get this thing, etc., etc. So it's really a great connection to your future self and the future you. And then, yes, work with the vision board. Look at it. Think about how would this vision of you act? What would you do? How would you live? Like, if I want to have a beautiful, relaxing garden, I would say I would work in my garden a bit more. I would make sure that it's tidy, that there are areas I can sit in, that the paths are clear. Like, my garden is a wildlife sanctuary, and it should stay like that, but there needs to be a few places, a few spots where people can sit down, etc. And the more you really act like that future version of yourself, the sooner you will reach that goal as well. So the more I'm putting money away for the future pets, the more I'm working in the garden, the more I'm working on my business instead of scrolling on the phone or wasting time, the sooner I will get there. So I think vision boards are a lovely way of doing this. This is, of course, not the only way. People have other ways to make it real or to visualize. So, you can write letters to your future self and date it to be opened maybe 1 to 5 years from now. I've done this in the past as well. But I find the letter is a little bit like putting the vision board in a drawer, and you can forget about it. And then you open the letter, let's say the following December, and you're a bit disappointed because it was literally out of sight, out of mind. So you can make 3D models. I've done that myself when I was saving for the house. I made a little cottage model, and I got one. I got a little doer upper that looks remarkably like that little model that I made, or other representations you can do. I think there's something in making it physical. So, you might get a cat toy or whatever it is. You can do symbolic acts. Something you want to like adding it to the budget. It's a symbolic act, even if you don't have the money yet. You could have like a line item. That's what I'm doing at the moment. I just have a $5 here and there that I can put into my cat fund. But I think that's the way to go. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I'm nearly finished here with my vision board, and I would love to hear from you in the comments. What are you working towards? Do you have a vision board? Do you have a financial vision board? Do you just have a general lifestyle vision board? And have they worked for you in the past? Or are you really not interested? But I believe if you are watching this video, you are interested in this. So yes, so I made plenty of vision boards. Some worked, some didn't. And I think the emotional connection was really, and the real focus, that you really want this, and you're not getting distracted and sidelined. I think that's when they really shine, when they really work well. So with that, I'll leave you to think about your own goals, your own wishes. Think about if you want to make it a physical vision board like me, or do you really think it's better to make a digital one? I'd say as well, if you make a physical one, of course, you can take a photograph. That's what I do. So I have it in my home in a place that I see often. But I also took a photo and I'm using it now as my screensaver for my phone and also as a screensaver for my laptop, and that way I really don't forget. And there are plenty of ways of making vision boards. I've used illustrations before or icons, but I think the photographs are kind of a direct connection to my heart and my mind. So that's really what works for me. So if you like this video, give it a like, maybe add a comment, and if you haven't subscribed yet, it would be lovely if you did. It's free, and I hope to see you again soon, and have a lovely rest of your day. Bye bye.